MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And welcome. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Candace as we begin this Thursday morning. How are you feeling?
I'm pretty good. My arm's a little bit sore because I did.
You did the thing?
Yeah, I did the thing.
And the thing is, she went and finally got her...
The shots, because I had to, pretty much, to go see my son
So
graduate from basic training in July. So.
Now, my arm was extremely sore. My wife didn't phase her a bit, but I was like dragging my left arm around for a day or so.
Yeah.
How are you?
It's just, I mean, it's a little tense. Like when I look, this bruise, y'all, it's from my grandson biting me on the arm.
Ooh, bet that hurt.
Yeah, it did. He's cutting his little teeth, and he's gotten 2 new ones, so he's got 4 total, and he's using them. So anyway, I lifted my arm this morning, and it's a little sore right there, you know.
I can see that. Mine, I did not want to touch it, move it. And the second shot affected me. And again, my wife didn't phase her, but I was not worth anything for about a 24-hour period. You know, I could function, but I didn't want to. I just kind of sat around and stared and watched flies and thought it was entertaining.
Well, I took a Tylenol like right after I got the shot yesterday because my friend that's a nurse said, take your Tylenol. So I said, okay. Then I took another one before I went to bed last night. And right now I feel okay. I mean, I don't feel bad at all. I hope I don't.
I wish you'd have told me this. I'd have went and videoed this experience because...
Well, I told her, I said, I'm signing my life away. I hope I'm not. I told Curtis, if something happens to me, I'm coming back to home show.
I made it. So I think you'll be okay.
Yeah.
It's the fine. One shot.
Right.
Johnson & Johnson had caused the issue. So you're doing well.
I am so far. So far, so good. So we'll see.
Did anybody else experience any pain from this? Yeah. If you do, share that with us. I'd like to know if your arm hurt or you got sick off the first one. Now, I was told by a few folks that people that had COVID that went and got the first shot, they got sick off of the first one.
I've always heard, or I've been hearing, like if you've had COVID, do not get it until like 90 days after you had it. Don't get the vaccine at least 90 days. That's what I was told, and that might be not correct, but you know, I don't know. I feel like I had it when it, like in 19, I guess right before, in January.
When it was just...
Well, January of 20. Or wouldn't it be January of 20?
20.
Yeah.
But they're now saying for sure it was here in December and they didn't know it. And I think it was here in November.
Yeah, well, I think we had it. I mean, they weren't testing for it, so we don't know for positive, you know, sure that it was that. But we were sick really, really bad. And my husband got even worse and started getting pneumonia. And I mean, it was bad. That's the worst I've ever felt in my life, you know.
Grabbed you. Now, I wish Charles Coker made a comment, and I truly wish I had a magnet here to freak her out if it would stick to an arm.
Look, I've heard the same thing, and don't think I ain't going to get one. Try it. I've tried. But I don't know which one, because I've heard different things about it. I've heard, I had the Pfizer, because that's all they were given.
I think I had that other one that started with an M.
Moderna.
Yeah, I think that's what I had. Not sure.
I had the Pfizer one, so I don't know.
I don't know if one is better than the other.
Yeah, that would kind of freak me out if a magnet stuck to my arm.
It could be, but before you leave, we need to find. There's bound to be one on our refrigerator that I could go find somewhere.
Yeah, there might be.
And I don't have one on my Coca-Cola one back there. Let me see here. This is camera 3. Let's look over there. Yeah, there's just a nope. There's not one on that one.
Nope.
But Ron is hanging on the wall back there, and he's happy this morning. Yeah, he's glad I shot at him.
That is a great looking deer.
He's pretty.
You can't see his horn or his horns from the picture. But
I got a habit. It's like an addiction of anybody that hunts that just can't give it up. So as we begin this, now I brought this up a little bit ago, and let me start off by saying thank you for watching us. If you're watching on your television set and we're coming through in your home, thank you. If you're watching us on Facebook or on Twitch or on YouTube, again, thank you. You're more than welcome to make comments to us.
That's right. You can go to any of those sites, YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, and find Scotty Ray's weather and just make your comments. And also you can watch on channel 24 WMDN MeTV channel,
Right.
24 in Meridian. It's Comcast, I think it's 248
and 24.3 on the, if you got the
antenna.
antenna. Couldn't say it, couldn't get it out.
But we always welcome new viewers, and we love to have y'all watching us, and it's a blessing, and to comment with you back and forth. It just kind of makes you feel like a little more personal,
Yeah, I saw where earlier, and I know a lot of folks know the young lady here in the Meridian, Sandy White is celebrating her 50th birthday today.
Happy birthday, Sandy.
It's going to be, I hope they got the fire department ready over there in Pine Springs Road in case there's a little issue there. Now, I brought this up earlier. If you're just kind of starting to pay attention to what's going on, we have possibly some severe weather that is moving into the area. We'll be on standby all weekend to go live should there be a threat to our area. Now, what we're expecting is at least 4 to 6 inches of rain. It looks to be right around 5 inches, right at that mark, but it could be more. You know how storms are. It's Mother Nature. Sometimes they speed up, they slow down. As we go to radar this morning, let's pull this up and look at this. All these lines, let's back out here. There is a storm in the Gulf that is brewing. This is called Invest 92. There's a chance that it will become a tropical depression or, worst case scenario, form into Claudette. And you have to be kind of scared of anybody named Claudette because I think she can take you. She's a tough old girl.
That's a tough name for sure.
She grew up on the playground. She had to protect her name.
That's right.
These are what you call spaghetti models. There's a few here that show that could go to Texas, but the majority of these are showing that it's coming to Louisiana for a landfall and most likely will make east of Lafayette at this point. Now, again, these move back and forth up until a couple hours before it actually makes landfall. But if you will look at these tracks, we've got 2 that go north of Meridian, 1 right through Lauderdale County here. Everything east of this storm, wherever it goes, is going to get the most of the rain. So if this one here gets it, we will get more rain than these, if that sort of makes sense.
And probably wind also.
Yeah, we're looking at gust right now. They're claiming 25 to 29 mile an hour gust. Now, I walked out in my yard yesterday. It is as much sun as we've had. It's still, my boots sink in the water. Still.
Yeah.
So you add another 4 to 6 inches of rain on that over the weekend, and then just a little bit of wind, you're going to get more trees down.
Right.
So let's keep that in mind as we head toward this week. And I've said this several times. I said it yesterday morning. Buy you a little extra gasoline. Get you some cans. And let's just say that you don't use it for your generator. You can still use it for your lawnmower. You can dump it in your car. But it is so much harder when a storm hits to go track down that 5 gallons worth of gas of a store that's open. So get prepared on that. Get you some batteries. I think Joe is all stocked up on bread and is waiting on you at the Piggly Wiggly for the bread distribution center.
That's right.
Because that's going to happen too.
Now, when is it supposed to be in our area, or when are
Saturday,
we supposed to see storms?
After 10 o'clock is when we're expecting this.
AM? AM. Okay.
So by late afternoon, the rain will be here hard and heavy. But anytime after 10 a.m. on Saturday morning is when we're expecting this. Batteries, make sure you got a plant. And we brought this up about the trees. Do not stay in a house or a room that's got a tree directly over it. Loss of life, you'd be shocked as to how many people lose their life. Did you see the video that I posted of when that storm hit of the lady out in Collinsville, out near Twiddly Branch, was filming and the tree falls in front of the vehicle?
No, I did not see that. I'm going to have to look back.
That can really hurt you.
Well, a tree just fell yesterday. It was another tree that fell yesterday across the road, kind of up near West Lauderdale School area. And I think they had to clear that out of the road so people could get through. So
there's so many people that lose their life just driving down the road when a tree falls and smashes cars. So, and that's why everybody says limit your travel when the storm hits. Get to where you're going to get to your safe place, because even a wreck, but a tree hitting your car, the odds of making it out of that are not good.
That's right. And power lines. I mean, it could be a power line on the ground, and
you can get trapped in between the two and you can't get out of your car or get home.
Right.
So just think ahead of time. Just get you some Little Debbie snack cakes, kind of have some stuff, because if you don't have electricity, you can't cook.
That's right.
And not everybody has the Coleman grill.
Or a generator.
Yeah.
I mean, not everybody has a generator, and Goodness.
So just a few small thoughts of what to expect this weekend. And let me pull up some of these graphs here of what is showing here on the rain of what we're doing. Now, this is where the storm is located right now. There is an 80% chance of this forming within 2 days, 90% in 5 days. It's going to happen by Friday, whatever's coming here. As we move forward with this and we look at this, let me back up to here of the rain. This is what I wanted to show here. This is the 3 to 5 inches is what the National Weather Service is saying for all of this area here, including Louisville up to Columbus, back down through Meridian, over to Jackson. This is those flood. Now, it's going to rain in here, but this is going to get more rain because it's going to be on the east side of what we're looking at. And again, this is mid-morning, 10 a.m. forward into the afternoon. So be prepared. Do not let this storm catch you off guard like that last one done. I couldn't get it out, could I? A few small thoughts to keep in mind.
That's right.
Do you have
time? You have time to kind of get things in order or do what you need to do.
So could you lay your hands on your flashlight if you had to?
Yes.
You could?
Yes, we keep them all pretty much in the same area, all the time. So, yeah, we had a bunch of them. We had one in each room. So, like if you...
Mr. Unorganized here. I'm telling you, when it happens, you're like, all right, where did I last use it?
Now, my mother has got the neatest... I had never seen them until she showed them to me, but they plug in the wall. They're flashlights. They plug in the wall, so they charge all the time. They're charging, and then when you need them, you just pull them out of the wall and use them.
Well, I didn't know they made such a thing.
Yeah, I didn't either.
So that's
really
pretty good.
Neat. So really neat.
Something to consider on there of getting there and being prepared there. As we talk about being prepared, our friends that are out at the precast group invite you by to come check out storm shelters. And what do you mean by a storm shelter? Well, a storm shelter can be used for many things. Whether it's a tornado, it's a rainstorm, it's a place to get to where you and your family are safe. This is one of the models that some of you've seen this before. It's solid concrete. Not going to budge. It can withstand it. These have been tested. They take them to Texas, withstand it. Solid steel doors. Nothing is coming through that door or through the walls of that. You've seen the pictures after a tornado leaves a home that had one of these, and that's all that's left.
Yeah. I mean, peace of mind is everything. And if you could get one of these, that would be the best, investment that you could make. Made
right here in Meridian out on Highway 145. And they make a lot of different things. If you're looking for picnic tables that are concrete that ain't never going to rot, it'll be there with you forever. Now, this is that second style here that can be buried in the ground inside the heel there. However you want to do this, they can do it for you. Design how you want to build your benches inside, your chairs. This is the precast group. Again, right here in Meridian. Talk to them today. As Candace said, that peace of mind, 482-0003 is the number to call, and they will take care of you.
We had just moved to Mississippi. We were newlyweds. We both love being outdoors. We're young and athletic people. But none of that mattered when an 18-wheeler hit our little car. Hi, I'm Devin from Ridgeland. After our accident, we called Richard Schwartz. He was very professional, kind, and caring. But maybe most importantly, he got us the result we were looking for.
Remember, I'm your Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz. I'm here for you. One call, that's all.
And welcome back. It is Thursday morning with Scotty Ray Candace. Can't even say my own name some mornings.
I get tongue-tied all the time. I mean, yesterday was one of them.
What I done was I normally drink 2 cups of coffee back to back, and this morning I had a 20-minute window because I couldn't get to the coffee machine, and that messes me up. I have to stay on routine.
Well, you're better than me because I've had no coffee this morning.
And you're talking?
Yeah, I feel like I'm in slow motion this morning. I usually go from the bed to the coffee pot, make my coffee. I was out of coffee because I forgot to get it yesterday.
You are kidding. I'd have put you some in a Ziploc bag.
I used the last of it yesterday and just totally forgot. So, yeah, I tried to do these little K-cup cappuccino things.
Yeah.
That it's just like flavored water.
Now, I'm not going to lie about this because I don't want to go as far as to call it an addiction, but I have a fear of running out, and Angie keeps me 6 things of it on standby.
Really?
Full at all times because I'm telling you, I'd be scared without it.
Well, that's good.
I'm not a great person without coffee. It's an ambition giver and a mannerism.
I feel like I'm fighting a yawn off every 2 seconds because I have not had my coffee.
That'll do that.
Yes, and I really need a cup.
We got some over there. It's over there. You can just go whoop it up.
I'll get some right after this.
Well, again, we say
for the day.
thank y'all for joining us, and we got some good mornings to say.
We sure do. Miss Gail Gafford, hello, and good morning to you. And she says she is ready to start the day.
Go, girl, go. I guess y'all
right.
are in town and not traveling across. These folks, I don't know if y'all paid attention, travel everywhere.
But I think that's a great thing.
Yeah.
That'd be neat to be able to travel and see different things.
I've seen it. I don't want to go back. I'm not going to lie.
I think it would be fun to have like a motorhome and you just have a different place all the time and stop.
Well, and let me take that back. I've had to do so much traveling by myself. I do not like that. Now, with other people, it's fun, but I've had, that job I used to have, I had to go everywhere by myself, and it was miserable. The thought of going somewhere made me get ill.
But to have a motorhome or something or a camper, we have a camper, but we don't get to travel like that. But if you were retired,
maybe
and
so.
you could travel and not have to worry about, much of anything and, just stop wherever, put a campfire out at night.
And there's a realtor that was here in Meridian, Linda Maloney. I don't know if y'all remember her, but they sold the house, went and got a camper, and that's all they do now.
I think that's a great thing, I think.
I watch her on
Why
Facebook.
sit at home, look at the walls?
But me, I like a house. I got to come back a day or two off somewhere is okay. But I like my chair, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But there are other people that just really want to be gone all the time.
Yeah, and I would want to come home at sometimes, but anyway.
I wouldn't have made a great cowboy that drifted up on that wouldn't have been me. Let's see. Also, good morning to Terry Carter. Thank you for joining us there, along with Donna Roseman. Hi, girl.
I don't know if Miss Claudine Baskin, good morning to you. And Joseph Elliott says good morning to everyone. He's in Lamar County, Alabama.
Hope everything is good.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah. Let's see here. Donna Sue Peebles, good morning and happy Friday Eve.
Denise Wheat, good morning. She's in Meehan, Mississippi.
Let's see. Charles Coker, I pray the rain stays out of the Mississippi Delta. They don't need any more rain. They're going to get some rain. Just depends on where she goes in at. We'll watch that. And he brought up the magnet thing also about that.
Yeah. Elmer Talbert, he says good morning. He is watching from MD Anderson out in Houston, Texas.
Yeah, glad y'all are joining us there in Houston. Hope you have a great day there, by the way. I hope it's a good one for you there.
Linda Culpepper, good morning from North Alabama. And she says she hopes everyone has a safe and blessed, terrific Thursday.
Well, there you go. Also, morning to Milton Savell and Sasheen. I bumped into her at the Piggly Wiggly yesterday. She was stocking up on everything.
I always love seeing Sasheen.
Good morning to you.
It's always good to see her.
Hope you're doing well today.
A friendly face all the time.
It is.
Really is.
Always got a smile.
She does. Thany Stovall, good morning. And she says, hopes that everybody has a wonderful day. Greg Summerlin, good morning to you.
Jeremiah Johnson joins us. Also, Miss Pat Harris, good morning to my whole family. Rented a house on the beach the 10th through the 26th in Destin. And she hopes the weather doesn't make it there is what she's... We'll watch that for you.
Yeah, we hope so too. Hope you have a good time.
Yeah, those aren't cheap.
Yes, I know. They're not. Charles Coker is watching, and good morning from Natchitoches. I always say that wrong, probably. Natchitoches.
Nacogdoches?
Natchitoches. Is that right? I'm looking at the pronunciation of it at the end.
Natchitoches.
Natchitoches. Okay.
It's like the push tush. That was a dance, wasn't it?
The tush push.
Something like
I think
that.
It was, yeah. But good morning, Charles Coker.
Let's see. Also, Tammy Fleming watching. She said she's headed to the hospital, sit with her grandma. I hope everything works there good for you. And going to head out to the Moose Lodge for the weekend. So
it's been years since I've been to the Moose Lodge. Like years. We used to go when I was little. I remember sliding down the slide into the pool.
Yeah, that was a popular place at one time.
It was.
Let's see. Tammy Fleming says her yard is still a mess.
Good morning to JT Rigdon and Daphne Allen Childs. Good morning to y'all from the big town of Hickory.
Hickory always got something going on out there, don't they?
They do.
Also, let's see here. There was a bad wreck in Toomsuba last night. Alan Nicholson says. That's the first I've heard about it. I hope everybody's okay.
Yeah, I hope everybody is too, because I didn't hear about that either. Tammy Fleming was also talking about the tree that fell. She said that the cops in the fire department and the EMT had the road blocked at the West Lauderdale school area yesterday evening. And yeah, I kind of panicked. I was at work and I just popped on Facebook for a second and people were talking about power out up around Bird Dorner Road. And that's,
right.
Kind of where we live in that area. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, like that was 2 hours prior to when I had seen it. And I was thinking, oh, Lord, I called my neighbor. I was like, is the power out again? Because I have a little dog in the house. It's hot in my house quick when you don't have power.
It does.
So kind of panicked.
Terry Carter joins the rest of the world by buying her first generator. Go, girl.
Yeah.
You're going to enjoy having that.
That's right. You will, for sure. Tammy Fleming says her blood is coffee.
There's a lot of folks that way. It's just,
Yeah, they might as well just hook an IV.
Yeah. nothing wrong with that at all. Also, we say good morning to Denise Wheat there. She can relate about the coffee there. Good morning. Joyce Snowden Godwin also joins us.
Sarah Nace, she's watching this morning. And Zeke Cervantes, he says, good morning from Houston, Texas. Glad to have you on the show this morning.
Yeah. Also, let's see here. Janie McKay joins us. Good morning from the Bond community near Philadelphia. Hey, we're glad to have you there. And Karen Hurd is watching today.
She and her husband, Michael, they're both watching this morning. Good morning,
Yeah.
Karen. And she's watching from the White House Hotel in Biloxi.
Yeah, that's a beautiful place.
Is
Or
it?
it used to be.
Okay.
I had the best I remember it was. I've seen pictures of that.
Hope y'all are having good weather down there. I'm sure it's hot.
Oh, yeah.
Like it is up here.
Ramona Northam joins us from Clark County also.
Yes, Miss Ramona. She comes in the shop. She's a sweet lady. Pat Banks, good morning to you.
Now, as we begin this Thursday morning, it's flying by already. Can you believe 20 minutes has already
I
just
know it.
zipped by
Look,
us?
the morning flies by when I'm trying to get ready, and before I know it, it's time to walk out the door. And I'm like,
So you don't go ahead and just pick out your clothes the night before?
I should, but I don't. I should, but I don't.
I have that system.
I iron them at night because I do all that in the morning. I iron all my stuff.
I just rotate. I start on Monday at this hole here, and I go that way. I don't even look at what color it is. I grab it, put it on, whatever it is, it's okay.
Really?
I see that was impressive. She really liked that.
Well, I mean, that's good. I'm glad. I should do everything at night. I'm so tired, though, in the evenings. I'm tired. I don't.
You
and
want to do
so
no
in the
more.
mornings, I have my little routine. I get up, go make the coffee, iron my clothes, get dressed.
That works for you.
But it flies by.
It was 1885 on this date. The United States got a present, and it was this lady here. She was delivered, and then they started the task of putting her together back in 1885. We did an interesting thing on that on our podcast, Secrets from the South, about that. The Statue of Liberty is so much. Now, were you a big fan of this next guy who's having a birthday today?
I wasn't.
He was-
I listened to his music.
He was known as Mr. Nose, wasn't he?
I don't know, but
That was a pretty
Yeah.
big nose. I'm just, you have to call it the way it is.
Yeah.
Barry Manilow was born on this day. And I would still guess that his biggest song was Mandy, was it? Oh, Mandy. And he did it.
the Copacabana. I don't know.
I
That was pretty
remember.
big too.
I remember it.
Copacabana.
I was definitely not a Barry Manilow fan. I never owned an album.
Yeah.
I think they played it. Did Johnny Fever ever play that on KRP in Cincinnati? Wasn't there like a thing that he wouldn't play Barry Manilow?
I don't remember that, but I used to watch WKRP in Cincinnati.
I mean, who didn't want to watch Lonnie Anderson? I mean, as a 10-year-old kid, that was big on the heart there.
She was pretty.
Now, I bring up this next guy's birthday today because I think no matter who you are, you remember the song Third Rate Romance. Sammy Kershaw would later redo it, but the Amazing Rhythm Aces originally recorded it. The guy, Russell Smith, is who he was. This would have been his birthday. He passed away back in 19. And another reason that I brought him up, he also wrote the song of Ricky Van Shelton's Keep It Between the Lines. Do you remember that song? Where he's got his little boy there and... Oh, what a
That's a good
touching song.
Yeah, it was a good song. What about Ricky Van Shelton? I mean, is he?
Boy, he has been quiet in his
Yeah.
retirement.
I'm like, you don't hear anything out of him anymore.
And the next person who they really meant it of, I'm going to retire. Most say I'm going to retire, and then a couple years later, they're back out there because they want to add on a carport or a driveway.
Right.
But Barbara Mandrell, you ain't heard nothing.
No, you haven't. And
I mean,
She
zero.
was always such a beautiful lady. Too.
She is a lady,
Yeah,
too.
Yeah, she really is. If you've ever watched an interview with her or anything, she's just so soft. I mean, just a classy lady. You know, she's well spoken.
What was the name of her home? Was it Fountain, something like that? It was the most beautiful log cabin,
yeah.
had bears carved in it. I remember
saw
watching that interview and going, oh my
know.
gosh, this is...
Yeah, where she showed everybody around the house. That was a pretty home.
Had
It
an
really
ice
was.
cream place down in the basement or whatever.
yeah.
But Barbara just, from the midnight oil to you can eat crackers in my bed, sleeping single in a double bed. Y'all all remember that. And she had that variety show that was so huge back in the day. And then just one day, like Johnny Carson is the only other person I know that said, I'm retiring, and you didn't see him anymore.
Now, she sang "I Was Country" when country was cool. Yeah.
Watching George Jones. That was huge. It was also on this date, 1972. I can barely remember. I was 3 years old. I remember seeing the black and white images. That's all we had back in the day. We had a little small TV. We didn't have a big one like you have today. And I remember seeing Nixon on TV at night. Now, at the time, I had no clue what that was all about. But it was this date that they arrested the burglars from the 1972 Watergate. They were breaking in places they had no business.
Goodness.
And the next thing you know, he's going, I am not a criminal. I'll never tell a lie. And that did happen. Let's see. The next year, the following year, let's see what she say about. Yeah, she was.
She was in a terrible wreck, and she didn't do anything after that. Was that before or after that interview?
It was after the interview, I think.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, goodness. I didn't know she was in a horrible
Oh,
wreck.
it was bad. I mean, had to learn to walk again and all
I
that.
did not know that.
But
Goodness.
let's see. Christy Watson, no power in Tomb Soup or Delwood area. We'll check on that here in a minute there.
Ours blinked. Look, we were sitting in the living room last night, and all of a sudden the power just went out, and we all went, no. I mean, it went out for like 5 seconds, and then it come back on. But my heart kind of stopped
But
for a minute.
y'all think back now, when that ice storm hit, what's worse, losing your power or losing water? I
don't know.
almost
It'd be a
could do without the
toss-up.
power, because when you lose that water, you ain't going to the bathroom no more.
Right.
It's
Well,
over.
I immediately, when the power goes out, I run that water in the tub. I mean, I do. I run it full, too.
I learned this
You know,
time
and
because I
let
had
it
backup.
Yeah, it sits till like, I don't care if the power's been on a day. I'm going to let it be on a whole day before I even let the water out of the tub.
You know, and I put out a story this morning. Mobile, Alabama, went ahead and bought generators this week, anticipating power being out because of the storm coming, for all the red lights, so that people wouldn't have wrecks.
That's good.
Not so much around here with the water associations. Power goes off, you ain't got nothing.
Yeah. We didn't lose water this time, thank goodness.
Yeah, that was a blessing.
Yeah.
It was 1973, and after you know the story behind the song, you listen to it and you go, how could you think all of that? But Dolly Parton went in and recorded on this date, I'll Always Love You. Of course, and did you know the story of Elvis wanting to record it? Elvis wanted to record it. The Colonel went and met with Dolly, and he said, well, anybody that records a song of Elvis, you have to give up half of your songwriting rights. And she goes,
Yeah. I don't blame her. I wouldn't have gave it up either.
The Colonel, of course, was keeping that for himself. Elvis didn't get it.
Right.
And then along come Houston, and she recorded again. A movie came out of it and has made Dolly multi-millions of dollars from that song. But it was written about Porter Wagner. I mean, think of Porter with the high y'all in the jacket, and think
yeah.
about the words to that song.
I got to see him at the Grand Ole Opry when I went one time. When he opens his jacket and shows the inside, you know.
And Marty Stewart has pretty much taken over that position in Nashville as being the ambassador to country music. So, old Porter there.
Yes.
Carroll County accident. 1978, a few years later, number one song that was hitting America at that time was Two More Bottles of Wine, if y'all remember Emmylou Harris. That's a young Emmylou there.
That is.
Yeah, she don't look nothing like that now, boys. Just telling y'all. It was 1988, also on this date, that a young man finally made it to Nashville. His first trip that he made it to Nashville, he got there, it bothered him, and he turned around and went home. Didn't stay.
Really?
Waited a year, got his courage back up, and drove back to Nashville. And in 1988, he took out an ink pen and signed the deal. And, well, from there on, Garth Brooks was a big signal. He really, really made an impact on it.
Yeah.
The record label was not pushing his music the way he thought so. He went to the bank and borrowed $20,000 and pushed his own record, and that's really what made him what he is.
Now, is Garth Brooks his real name?
Yes.
Okay. You know, some people have stage names.
Yeah, but would you have chosen Garth?
I like
As a
Garth.
stage
I think
name.
it's different. You know, anything different to me is good.
Well, you know, of
It
course,
makes it
John
stand out,
Wayne
you know.
had a stage name. His real name was Marion.
Right.
And I get that. You
Yeah.
can't show up at the cowboy shootout and go, hi, I'm Marion. You just, you
yeah.
know,
That's
a boy
right.
named Sue. I think you might.
Right.
But there was a lot of folks that did change their names.
Yeah, I was just wondering about that. I didn't know if maybe that was a stage name instead. So,
But
you know, we went on to have another name. Remember when he did that 2-part thing? I didn't
that
like
movie
that.
thing,
That was just-
Chris Gaines.
Yes, I did not like that.
That whole thing fell apart.
That was just weird to me.
Well, you have to go back and realize what really happened. They come to Garth and say, we're making a movie.
Yeah.
And we need a star, and his name's going to be Chris Gaines. So he goes through, records the album, promotes it. The album comes out, and then they cancel the movie. And it made him get egg all over his face.
It made him look
He wore tights, if I
weird.
remember.
I mean,
Didn't
everything
he?
was weird after that to me. Like everything.
But didn't he wear tights and stuff in that picture on that album?
He was really odd looking. I will tell you that. I don't remember any tights. Maybe he did wear tights, but I just remember the hair and the. It's.
Did you watch?
Weird to me.
Was it Fletch? With Chevy Chase.
I probably did, but it's been so long. I don't
Okay, wrong movie. I have to think.
Yeah.
I was going to a different direction there.
Okay.
But anyway, also 1992. The world changed forever in country music as this old boy released "Achy Breaky Heart." It went number one.
Look, I think we line danced so many times to that.
Flatwoods, Kentucky is where he come
Did
from.
any of y'all used to line dance? I mean, I thought it was the best thing since sliced bread back then.
I mean, they had
It was
everything
so fun.
on television.
Well,
that
we
was
had a place
huge.
downtown that you could go and learn line dancing. Do you remember that on B Street?
The Midnight
remember-
Sun or something? like that?
No, it was, I can't remember what the name of the place was, but they taught like line dancing lessons. And then you would get, it was kind of supposed to be, I guess, kind of like, you know, how what was it called? The White Horse Cafe?
Yeah, the Wild Horse Saloon.
Caf-
Wild Horse Saloon.
Yeah, Wild Horse, yeah.
Kathy Martindale was your, I remember her
Right.
name
We used
now.
to watch that on TV all the time. And so I guess it was kind of mimicking that, you know,
Yeah.
where you could go and learn the line. I thought it was fun though. I loved it. I mean, learned all kind of dances.
And now, where it is, video channels don't even exist. They're all reality shows on those
I know.
channels now.
And I would much rather watch, you know, videos of dancing and stuff like that than I would all this chaos.
Yeah.
People fussing back and forth. I can see that any day out on the street.
Ooh. So do you watch that Kelsey, what's that guy's name used to be out of Atlanta, knows best, that little guy there that is rich
Oh,
and
no, that is a funny thing. Now,
he's different.
Chrisley.
Chrisley.
Knows best. That's funny. And a lot of it is so scripted, kind of.
It is.
Now, some of it's not, but it's still entertaining. I mean, it's pretty funny. You know, I kind of have to make Kurt watch it with me sometimes because he's like, I am not.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm like, that is so funny. He's like, no, it's not.
Because Angie will watch it, and I'll stop pause for a minute as I'm going to get something to drink, and I think, no. And he's married and all, but
Yeah,
he's not the hunting type.
They call
I
them
cannot
something. What do they call
identify
him?
with him.
Metrosexual or something like
Something-
that.
I can't
I don't even
identify
know what
with
that
the man.
means, but
It means he's
supposedly-
not like me, is
Yeah.
what that means. You know what I mean?
Well, not everybody's alike, but you know, he is pretty funny. He's
It's
pretty
not-
entertaining.
It's not Ted Nugent.
I like it because they're Southern, you know, and they pretty much, you know, he dishes out all these little sayings that I'm used to
He's
saying.
quick.
you
He's
know.
quick.
Yeah, and he's real, you know, quick on the ball to comment back if somebody says something. I just think it's funny. So
I should have wrote down on this price because this particular vehicle that I'm fixing to show you was auctioned off not long ago, and it was an astronomical number that this car went to after it hit the auction block. And who remembers this from 1994 on this date?
I remember watching it.
Yep, I was sitting in Atlanta, Georgia, at my father-in-law's, watching that and going, "What's going on there?"
Yeah.
And they chased him, and went down in history. But they did auction that.
Well, his friend was driving, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was in the back or in the.
I was trying to remember what his name was, and no, it doesn't list who it was driving the car, but I remember it there.
Right.
Slow chase. And I kept thinking, why don't y'all just stop him? He'll catch you.
Blow the tire out.
Let's see here. Also on this date, it was 2015, a horrible day, is that little guy Dylan shot all the people in South Carolina in the church, if y'all remember that. He was arrested. He's still in jail. Also, Red Foley had a birthday today, and Newt Gingrich, Mr. I used to be the speaker, having a birthday today.
Yes. Well, happy birthday to them.
Yeah, so as we went back on memory lane, that tells you a little bit about what happened today and as we move forward. And I think it's going to be a good day so far.
Yeah, I think
Why?
so,
Because you
too.
better enjoy it because it's going to be wet Saturday.
When are we supposed to start getting rain?
Saturday. We've
Okay,
got
so not till Saturday.
we got a 20% chance of rain moving in on Friday night. And then after 10 a.m. is where you better be ready and have your umbrella wherever you go there.
That's right.
Alicia Fisher said OJ did drive slow in the chase. He did. And I kept thinking they could do that pit maneuver back then. But apparently they didn't want to do that.
I want to say good morning also to Kim Carmichael. She is watching from the Long Creek community out in right outside of Meridian.
Yeah, I hope everything's good. They got golf courses and all kinds of things out there at Long Creek. Let's see here. Let's go to the outage map because we've had this brought up about power being out. And sure enough, there's a lot of folks without power this morning as we pull this up from EMEPA. And let's zoom in on this of what's going on here of who's without power. This is going to be in the Tumsuba area. As we zoom in on this right here, let's get a little bit closer view as we go to this. This is Tumsuba, again, what we're looking at here. And this is going to be... does that say Chicken House Road? And as we click that, it's 600 people in that community off of that one thing that's off power there.
Goodness.
So
It could have been another fallen tree or anything because, I mean, they're still falling. I mean, really.
And as you'll look at that again, everybody right there in that one place there on the map. So if you're sitting in the dark watching on your phone or not being able to make your coffee because of that, that's what's going on there. EMEPA is aware of it, and I'm sure they've got trucks dispatched to the area now to work on that. That's as you pointed out a while ago, that's just an awful thought to go back to. I don't have power again.
Yeah, when those lights went out, we were like, no. I know there's people that's been out a lot longer than we were, but it's still an
That's where you go, Lord Jesus, forgive me. I didn't mean to do that. Take it back. Give it to me. A few of the things that's happening this morning. Also, we mentioned, I brought this up earlier, and you have to watch Victoria's Secret. They've been around forever. We used to have one in the mall that all the guys loved sitting out in front of. Because they had these mannequins that were just gorgeous.
I just like to go in there and get my body sprays and all that lotions and stuff like that.
But headline, they're going to be changing this nationally because they've hired new people, and it looks like the runway stuff they're trying to redefine sexy of what that is. They're saying goodbye to the models who've been there for years that strutted down that runway.
Angels.
Yeah. And they've hired this lady that may or may not be transgender to take over things. And the headline reads on Daily Mail, "The Angels Have Fallen. Victoria's Secret replaces its racy catwalk show with diverse spokesmen, including," and I cannot pronounce her name.
Priyanka Chopra.
Yeah, I don't know her. And there's nothing wrong with plus models. Have no problem with that. But they're not going to show as much with this new movement that is going on. But
They probably can't.
But isn't that the purpose of lingerie, to be skimpy? I'm asking for a friend here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is.
The opposite sex usually like
some of it is like too risque though to me.
For runways, yes, I agree.
Or to put on even like just everyday television. I mean, it might as well be, something else.
What happened to the Mad Deformed
R-rated.
Woman? You remember that?
X-rated.
Those ads, you never know where the Mad Deformed Woman would show up. I think that's how you pronounce that. It used to be in the maybe you didn't look at it like I did.
I didn't.
But look for changes with Victoria's. Will this hurt? And the big question is this going to hurt sales with them changing everything that you've come to expect from Victoria's Secret?
I don't think women care. I mean, I might be wrong. I mean, I don't think women are going to quit buying lingerie because of it. I think if they want it, they're going to go get it. Men, I mean, they might buy lingerie for their wives or girlfriends or whatever, but I don't think as much as women and go get it themselves. You know what I'm saying?
There's nothing funnier though than standing somewhere and seeing a big old boy wearing overalls up in Victoria's Secret. This little bitty thing they're buying it. It's hilarious if you've never witnessed that before.
What size is this?
Just a couple of thoughts there. But, and I don't know how far this will go to where if they're going to start changing how they make their lingerie either. Maybe it's going to go over into that. We don't know.
Yeah.
This is.
I don't think I really don't think it's going to affect sales. I mean, people have gotten so used to all this craziness. I mean, I don't think they're going to,
So how long has the thong been around?
Lord, I don't know, but probably a long time.
Okay, I was just asking.
I don't understand. I had something on my shirt. I don't understand.
Floss.
Yeah.
That's what you wanted to say.
Yeah, we probably can't mention all that on TV. Okay. I don't see the point.
Okay. But they are changing, so be ready for that. Out of the Lauderdale County Farm Supply, you ain't going to find none of that. Nope, but you're going to find things to work around the house, the farm, and they've got a little bit of everything. Since 1932, taking care of you with T-shirts, breeches. As I mentioned, overalls a minute ago, they have got so much of this there that they can help you out. If you need a good button-down shirt, they got those as well. Pine straw for all of your flowers. If you've been looking to pack this around your flowers, talk to them. As we move through, we've also got plenty of sod, centipede, St. Augustine grass. Cover up those bare spots, keep some water on it, and you'll have some grass. Been kind of hard to get here lately. As we look at this, the different flowers that you can get, they've got so much there, and they'll help you pick the little things that make it look good. And I've got to go by today. Angie ordered some, what's those trees that line our driveway?
Crepe myrtle?
Crepe myrtles. They ordered her a bunch of them, and they got them in. I got to go pick those up. So check them out. They've got all of this more pets. They have plenty of things for your pets.
We just got fish from there the other day. We
Good
got
stuff.
fish, catfish, and I think bluegills. And we also got some koi's.
Yeah, loaded up your pond.
To put in the pond just to see. Hopefully we'll see some orange ones. But then Kurt caught a fish. I have to tell you after the commercial. I have to tell you about that. Go ahead with them.
Oh, yeah. We've got plenty of boots to choose from. If you need a pair of work boots, they've got that for you. At the farm supplies where you'll find that feed, seed, and a whole lot more, including your guns and also that cattle feed. See it all at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply, exit 151 off the interstate.
It was a Monday morning on our way to his first day of preschool. We were both nervous and excited. Then someone ran a stop sign. I called Richard Schwartz, and he got us the money we deserved.
I'm here for you. One call, that's all.
Okay, we got a pronunciation that I was trying to, and I slaughtered it a minute ago.
Yeah.
And what did she say it was?
She said you were close, but when she was talking about the lingerie,
Yeah.
I think it's maiden form women.
Okay, yeah. As a kid, I didn't know how to say
Woman,
that. It didn't really matter. I was thinking, whoa, that's cool. But you don't see those commercials anymore
I
either.
know. But talking about the co-op commercials, they do have fish day once a month, isn't it, or something like that. And we got fish there the other day. And it was just some small catfish, I think, that we got. Kurt he put them in the pond, and like the next day he went out there and caught a bass.
Right.
And it had one of the catfish tails hanging out of its mouth.
It ate it?
It ate our fish. Yeah. Whoop. It was eating them. So hopefully we'll have them left in there. I don't know.
Your numbers are coming down.
Yeah, they're probably, yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of it, now, ponds are great, but who goes out and weed eats around that thing?
Well, we have to sometimes. I mean, it's a pain.
That's what I'm talking about.
I used to do it by myself down the pond dam, and it's a long driveway. You've probably seen it when you come up. Long drive. I used to do it by myself. I bought this nice weed eater with this attachment to go down through there. My arms would feel like rubber bands when I would get done. I would be so tired.
That's my only thing about having a pond is, boy, if you don't upkeep it, you can't get to it, and it makes snakes a whole lot worse.
That's my thing is snakes. With a little one running around outside, you don't want snakes.
And Jan Butler, thank you for commenting. I appreciate that. Let's see some other things. This is pretty common, Candace. I know that, back in our day when our kids played Little League game, but it all hit the fan in Kentucky, and the parents went to fighting one another. That's the headline there. They broke out into a fight as they didn't like the umpire's call, and one thing led to another, and it was a fight like you ain't never seen up in Kentucky, and it's made national headline news now.
I mean, these people mean business. Some of them, these parents, when they go to these ball games now, you'll hear me holler at mine if he is not paying attention. Because if he's out there and they're slamming the ball, I'm scared to death he's going to get hit. If he's not looking, But, yeah, some people really get all riled up. Actually, the tournament we went to this past weekend in Flowood, one of the other coaches was talking about they had already had an altercation at one of the other fields, and several parents were thrown out or something of it. And so I was just like, cops called or something. I don't know.
This is what
craziness.
This thing in Kentucky, it started with the coach jumping at the umpire and slamming his hat down. And they had this big ceremony for the kids scheduled after the game for everybody to get trophies. Yeah, they had to cancel that. It got so bad with the cops there.
Yes.
So don't let them up. And have you ever seen the coach that sometimes takes it a little too far?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, there was one the other day that was so mad out there. And these were little 7-year-old kids out there. You'd think it was the World Series out there. And this coach was, clearly aggravated. Like, the umpire tried to say something to him, you know, positive, and he just ignored him and kind of blew him off. But I will say this: I would hate to be an umpire at any of these games. I would hate to be the one out there being fussed at. But there was an umpire out there the other day, and our coach knew him well. I think he's umped many games that they've known of, and you know, that they've been playing in. Anyway, he was so good. I mean, he would get out there. If the kid wasn't standing right on the plate, he'd take time out to go up there and say, "Hey, bud, this is how you need to stand, and, you know, get right here and slam that ball." You know, yeah. I mean, just real encouraging. And I even had been told that he was praying with them.
That's good.
Before the game. And so I wish I knew his name off the top of my head, and I will find it out, and I'm going to mention him one day, because I'm telling you, he's the best.
Candace, Denise Burnside said, "Candace, you're keeping it classy, and good on you. Much appreciated," she said.
Thank you.
I'm going to just call her Miss Classy for the rest of the day.
Well, thank you. I tried.
Do you remember the lady that passed away during what they're calling the riots at the Capitol
Yes.
at the Capitol a few months? Do you remember the lady that was shot? She was not even in the Capitol. She was climbing, and the police officer shot it. Her husband has filed a lawsuit against the federal government and wants the name released publicly of the officer, because they never did that. You know, they just found it not guilty. And it's the same cop who left their gun in a bathroom and walked off and left it, and somebody stole the gun. So there's some issues with this. And what I think the husband is trying to say is...
You think that was purposely done?
Could have been.
Yeah. But yeah, she was climbing through a window. You remember that?
Yeah.
Like, she was climbing up through a window. I mean, she didn't even get up in the window good, and they shot her. And you know, you could have used a taser. Yeah. But didn't happen. Yeah. That was awful. I remember watching the video.
The husband has doing that, and so
and she was a military veteran, I think, too.
And then they portrayed her in the news to be nutso. Now, maybe she was. I don't know. I have not read up on the lady's life prior to that. But there was the guy with the bullhorns that ran around in there. He done much worse than she did.
Yeah.
He wasn't shot.
Well, he'd become a little mini celebrity there for a while.
Yeah. I guess he's still in jail. You know, he went on that protest and wouldn't eat anything till they gave him his vegetables that he wanted.
Oh, my goodness.
CNN is claiming that Biden's handlers are not letting them. And when CNN speaks up and says that they can't talk to the president.
Well, I'm glad they're saying something about it, because, I mean, it's obvious to everybody else, you know.
But apparently he'll be trying to answer a question, and off stage from wherever he is, they start yelling at him to hush. Now, if your staff is doing that, it's bad.
Well, they know that they don't want him talking, because he can't answer questions correctly, or he'll get aggravated, or he'll get confused. You know, they have all these questions already pre-selected, and people pre-selected to ask him, and all this kind of stuff. And from what I heard on one of the news channels this morning, they were saying that that he had cussed at one of the
he lost it yesterday.
Yeah,
snapped.
He cussed at him, and then also he refused to have some kind of meeting with Putin that was an extended time meeting, because he knew that there would be questions asked that he had not been briefed on. You know, he had not gone over the questions and been trained to answer.
And I watched Dan Bonagino talk about all this yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, it started the moment that the Russians pushed the reporters out. It showed you who was in charge. The United States had a big loss yesterday. We did.
Yeah.
And it's embarrassing as to what's happening to the country. He cannot handle those situations. Nor can his little sidekick there. We've got issues. We do not have a strong leadership model against, and Russia will push it. They're not a country that's going to back down. We back down, and you remember sending the submarines, turn around back home.
It's kind of like you got this president out there. I mean, it ain't no kind of like it is. I think it's actually how it is. You got him out there. They're putting him out there for show, pretty much. And somebody else is running the show behind the scenes. I mean, it's obvious. It's so obvious.
Did Bush do everything that I like? No, he didn't do everything that was 100%. Nor did Trump. I like Trump. He was a very strong one. Bush had some issues along the way, and the more that he's out of the office and you see where he stands, he cannot stand Trump because he said your brother is a loser.
Well,
and it was true. Jeb cannot fix it.
Well, when Biden is up there answering questions or pretty much acting like he's going to answer some questions. And then he'll answer one or two things and then just walks off. I mean, not only is it disrespectful, it's tacky. I mean, it's very tacky to just disregard everybody and walk off.
Did you see the speech where he just kept stumbling and couldn't remember the names of countries? And it pretty serious there.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be on your game when you're a president of the free world.
Because people are going to, right now is the biggest test. He's 6 months into his presidency, and these countries are going to test to see what they can get away with.
Well, yeah.
And the more they get away with, the more they're going to take, the more they're going to hack into our country. Y'all know where I'm going with that.
I think these people behind the scenes are they're more interested in accommodating everybody's little feelings in this country right now, and making sure you're called what you want to be called, and don't call them this and do this. And they're more interested in stuff like that than they are the foreign policies and the stuff that could really, our military. And I mean, they're going to get us into a war.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, somebody's going to get us into a war, and
it's scary.
And they're not even paying the military what they should be. They're not giving them the amount of money to fund the military.
Cutbacks are coming.
Right. I mean, they're not. They need to be upgrades on all the missiles and all that kind of stuff that they said that they haven't even done that yet. I mean, people are passing us by, like in other countries where they've already done all these upgrades to their nuclear missiles and all this kind of stuff. So
you can't go green and not protect your people is basically what's being said on that.
They're more worried about the climate change.
Right.
You need to worry about stuff right down here on this.
Taking care of us.
Where everybody's walking around.
Yeah. Again, welcome in. This is Thursday morning as we head toward this weekend. And if you've got the thought of, hey, I need a lawnmower, I need a tractor, visit our friends at Freeman Tractor. They're located on Highway 494 in the metropolis of Cicalina. I couldn't say I ever said it. I said it wrong. But out in Cicalina is where you'll find them. Lots going on there with lawnmowers. They've got a lot of them to choose from. Those X marks starting at $29.99. And the most popular brand right here, the Skag, beginning at $46.99. They got in a new shipment. I was there yesterday afternoon talking with them. They've got a lot going on. See them with these cab air conditioning. Makes your job a whole lot easier around the farm. And, of course, these right here with the bush hogs that can be put on the front of your front-end loader where you don't have to drive over it. You can just reach out, ponds or whatever it is you're trying to clear. It makes it better. Galvanized bush hogs won't rust. How about that? And as we get into all these different models they choose from, the Benchies, made in America in Texas. If you're looking for an ATV, they can order it with cab air. They can even get you the 550. They got a red one like this sitting out front right now, and a lot of folks looking at it. I had like 6 people stop and look at it while I was there. See them again, Freeman Tractor. They're located there right in the downtown part of Cicalina, Mississippi. 626-8759. See buttermilk or coleslaw. They'll help you there with all your needs.
We had plans to start a family. When an 18-wheeler hit us, our plans got put on hold. We made one call and Richard Schwartz stepped in, and he was able to help get us the money we needed to fully recover.
I'm here for you. One call, that's all.
So how long do you stay away from work and work from the house? Is your husband still doing that, or they let him back in the office?
They work Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at the office, and Thursday and Friday at home.
Morgan Stanley says, the company, the CEO of it, is now saying, if you can go eat lunch, you can bring your hiney to work. And so a sweeping change is supposed to happen for the folks, the staff, for the office of New York City as they bring people back. Now, I really thought, guesstimating, old country boy thing here, of they're not paying as much as they did for offices. The cutback on all this electricity. I thought this would be a trend where a lot of people would continue to work from home. Is Morgan Stanley going to change this and other companies follow suit? I don't know.
I mean, I think people should be back at work. Everybody's working whether they're working from home or they're,
right.
They're still working. I mean, I would think there's still progress being made, but in the sense of like my husband, like working some at the office and some at home, I mean, it's kind of hard to tote stuff back and forth.
It is.
And, I mean, but it is what it is.
You never get to leave your work from home.
Right. But now people who are actually not working at all that could work, they need to get back to work. I mean, people need to work, but with all the incentives that the government's giving them to stay home, pretty much,
right,
getting paid more. And that was a big thing this morning I was listening to. They said that these places like restaurants, they're having to pay cooks like $35 an hour
Just to get them to
just
come.
to get somebody to come and cook the food for them.
There's no profit to be made at that point, and doors will be closed.
Right.
I just don't see that surviving. Do you remember the story a few months back? It's been about a year ago that some cops in New York accused it was like a milkshake place of putting bleach into their shake. Accused them of it. They shut the place down. It was huge, destroyed the guy's business. Turns out they've done testing now, and there was no bleach in there. He was falsely accused.
That's horrible to ruin somebody's reputation in their business.
Lawsuit in the making is what's going to happen because it did hurt him. And because he was called cop hater, and he didn't do that whatsoever. Always
Could
be
have had a personal
something went on there.
against them.
Always be careful what you accuse someone of because it does hurt folks. That's are you that lady that is on that lip sync show? This
Chrissy Teigen.
yeah, I did not realize she's a bully.
Yeah, I didn't realize all that. Of course, I used to watch her on the lip sync show when I would watch it sometimes.
And let me show you
and
a
then
picture
she's
of
married
her.
to John Legend, the singer.
Yeah, and this is who we're talking about here.
Because she always seemed nice on the lip sync show.
Yeah.
She seemed kind of just like, like fun and kind of nice, But then it turns out that, of course, if this is true, which, there's so much facts to kind of back it up,
But she has been like harassing people online. Didn't she tell somebody that they ought to?
Well, she told I think it was a 16-year-old to kill herself, and this was back in 2011.
Yeah.
She wrote on Twitter, this Courtney Stodden girl. I don't know if it was just, I don't know if she was an actress or if she was just an individual, like everyday, citizen or whatever. But told her that, and then told Lindsay Lohan to slit her wrists some more.
That's mean.
Right, and she's just.
Now
Yeah,
this
she
guy,
was a bully.
this guy here, Michael Costello, is a runway type, Project Runway star, and he said she bullied him so much he even considered suicide. Now, man up a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's wrong to bully people.
Well, he said
as an adult.
He said there was a misunderstanding that he had used a racial slur online, and come to find out, I
didn't.
guess he didn't, or maybe some kind of misunderstanding. I don't know exactly what it was. But yet she jumped on there and started, bullying him and saying stuff about him and saying he was, I think, a racist and all this kind of stuff.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah. So it was a mess. But I think she had like a cooking line and all kind of stuff. They pulled it from stores. Macy's is not carrying it now because of it. So, it kind of backfired on her.
My next question to you is: has America had enough of like Rambo 1 and 2 and 3? They were good shows.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed them. But let's talk about Fast and Furious. Okay, they've just approved Fast and Furious 9.
Gosh, 9.
After you got past 1 or 2, it got really
Well,
unbelievable.
they're all the kind of the same.
But when they parachuted a car out of a airplane and it landed on a highway and you could drive, I really lost faith in this isn't realistic anymore.
Well, they have to get creative, I guess.
But expect it. They're getting ready to film this in Australia now. Fast and Furious 9. So be ready. That's going to be coming to a theater near you before much longer there.
I hated it when Paul, what's his name? That got killed in the car accident.
And I can't think of
I
his
always
name.
liked watching it with him on there.
So if you have an extra $5 million sitting around, and it doesn't look it to me, but this is Robert Redford is selling his ranch. $5 million if you'd like the looks of that. I think with $5 million, I could really make something look better.
Don't you think you're probably paying for the property and the view and the owner,
Maybe.
Robert Redford.
But
Yeah, that doesn't look like a $5 million home.
it does it to me. And it's named after that movie he was in, The Horse Whisperer. He's going to take that money and invest it in another ranch. Paul Walker is the name we were looking
Paul
for
Walker,
there.
that's right. Thank you.
And somehow or another, Robert Redford is 84. Anybody believe that? Whoa! So a few things going on there. Sheryl Crow is saying, that Me Too movement, there was something to it. Michael Jackson's manager, she says, harassed her.
In the 80s. Now, it's going to take you that long. I hate this mess. Like,
Yeah.
why are you going to, that's just for publicity. I'm sorry.
That's
You can
over
wait-
and done with.
Yeah, you can wait that long to say something about it. It ain't that big of an issue.
Yeah. So again, as we come up on 9 o'clock, we want to say thank y'all for coming in and visiting with us. If you've never watched before, all the comments that we've been doing is you can find us online on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch under Scotty Ray's Weather, and you can comment to us and talk to us as we go live.
That's right. We always enjoy your comments and just, feel blessed to have you here with us.
And Miss Classy over here, we got a new nickname for her this morning. I would have never had that if it hadn't been for y'all.
Well, I'd rather be called classy than
It's
some
good.
other things.
Yes.
For sure.
Thank y'all so much for joining us. We do
Yes.
appreciate you. We're going to be back bright and early tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And don't forget to join us and follow us with all the breaking weather happening here at Scotty Ray's Weather.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by